And Senator John Thune says the latest delay proves the White House knows Obamacare is killing the economy. Senator Thune joins us.
Good evening, Greta.
Good evening. So what do you think about this last change?
The president said the other day that their goal is not to punish folks, which I think they're admitting right there that they know how punishing this is to the American people. And these delays really are an abuse of power. If you look at now 28 different delays, all the other things that the president is doing to get around Congress, to be able to implement his agenda. And in most cases, they know, in this case at least, that there are two reasons. One is economically, it's hurting people, and so that's why they're doing the delays. And secondly, they know it's hurting them politically. And they've got a lot of senators that are up for re-election in November that they're trying to protect.
So what are you going to do? That's the first question, because I know that a lot of Republicans complain about it, and it is true that the law that was passed a couple years ago and what is now being enforced, or what's left of it right now with waivers, exemptions, and all that is vastly different. Are you going? Can you do anything about it, and are you going to do anything about it?
Well, what we'd like to do, and of course, we don't have the. People ask me, why can't you do this or why can't you do that, and I tell them, it's a function of math. You either have the votes or you don't. Right now, we don't have the votes, but we would like to undo the whole thing. And what he's doing is kind of undoing it piecemeal along the way, and he's trying to take the parts that he knows are really harmful and harmful politically to him and to his party. And I think those are the things that he's trying to address now. But we think that rather than just exempt businesses in this case with the employer mandate, why not apply that to families and individuals? Everybody ought to get exempted from this.
Well, I guess sort of the larger question, though, is that that you're part of the legislative body, you passed a law, and of course the president has some discretion in terms of how a law is enforced. But at some point, you do enough picking and choosing and changing of the law that you're going beyond just sort of using your discretion, that you are actually legislating something the executive branch doesn't have the authority to do. Are you past that point? And if so, are you going to do anything about that?
Well, I think they're way past that point, and I think that we ought to do everything we can to try and rein it in. But to me, what this president has done with this abuse of power is basically saying, I'm above the law. Now, I've heard Democrats tell me all the time when Republicans say we need to repeal the law because it's bad for the economy, it hurts jobs, people's premiums and deductibles are going up. They'll say, well, it's the law of the land, we need to fix it. That's not what they're doing here.
Well, Congress maybe should fix it. I mean, if it needs to be fixed, that's sort of your
job.
Sure,
and we've had the House has passed, I think, 40 different times. I've had 33 votes on repealing all or parts of this thing, but we don't have the votes in the Senate, and we need a Congress and a president that respects the law, and if they want to make changes in a law that isn't working, and clearly this isn't, to come back to Congress and try and fix it that way rather than going around it, which is exactly what they're doing today.
Senator, always nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you. Thanks, Greta.